Let's go. Hello. Hello, everyone. It's Monday. Let's pretend that I was here all along and no days have passed and we're just gonna continue where we left off. How are we doing? Oh my god, I had a night. Uh, can someone please tell me how I can explain to my most likely autistic cat that she pukes when she lies in the sun? She's just like me. Sun, great, amazing, source of life, but also puke. All right? So she keeps waking me up at ungodly hours because she thinks it's a good idea to spend the sunrise in the sun, and we always end up cleaning up puke, right, Toulouse? So yeah, that's not great because I was a bit nervous. I am a bit nervous about picking back up Icebreaker. Uh, so I was already having a little bit of trouble getting to sleep, but the freaking puking, man! How do I explain this to her? Skull Jazz and help! It wasn't Winston. It wasn't Winston. Winston was actually really, really sweet last night and cuddly. How are you doing? I gotta go do things. I just hope you're good. Winston is innocent. He is innocent. Winston is innocent for now. All right, you take care of yourself, Skulljet. Happy to see you. And hello, Wisdom. Every once in a while, he has a good day, but it's rare. It's rare. I shouldn't say that word as this early. I have not yet spoken enough. Hello, Umsket. How are you doing? Oh, I don't like that sentence, Wisdom. I don't like that sentence at all. Nathan cannot come. I have actually filed a restraining order against Nathan. Nathan is not allowed to come anywhere near me. No, I will not have it. And also, none of his so-called friends. No one of this book is allowed to come anywhere near me. All right. Good job focusing. Well, we haven't started yet. I'm scared. We have a little bit of a chat left, but yeah, my sense of time still off. Nothing has changed. I tell you. So let's just pretend like I didn't, as if I didn't. I fell away for what, 3 weeks, and I feel like streaming, especially when I've been away for a little bit, it's like going to the vet for the cats. They just start acting really weird. I don't know how to explain it, but they just feel it that I'm not gonna have the attention that they want, because all this time that I wasn't streaming, wherever I sit, Toulouse will find a way to sit on my lap. In other words, she stares at me very aggressively without blinking until I make room for her and adjust my position in such a way that she can also sit where I am. And I don't do that here. It doesn't fit. Maybe in future I can make changes that she could also join in my lap as I'm streaming. That would be a lot less stress for the both of us. But I swear they feel it and they start acting up. It's really stupid. Is it just me, or does everyone's pet behave weirdly when you try to, work? Gnarly, hi! Thank you so much for the resub. 20 months. Let's go. How are you doing today? Gnarly is the goat. Yes, I should actually kind of figure out where we left off, shouldn't I? Everyone is weird. You should be wary of the ones who say they're not weird. I agree, Musket. Does anyone remember? Does anyone remember where we left off? Let's let me try to remember actually, because I should. I mean, I did finish a few books in between. It's the only good thing about the unintentional hiatus that I was forced on, is that I got some reading done. Still not nearly not as much as I would like to, but I hold on. I wanted to check, and I'm gonna forget again. Hold on. I read the second book in a duology on accident. Um, but it was really cute, and the more books that I read that are kind of from either from Asia or from people who have Asian heritage, the more books I read of that side of the book world, the more I realize that the simplicity of the translation into English is so deceptive because it read like a children's book, except that the subjects were really heavy and the life lessons are really heavy. But I love that. I love how accessible, I guess, is a word that I could put here. Those books are often, and how valuable they could be if you read them for the first time as, like, say, preteen or together with a parent, and then most of the time they're books that you could revisit at different times of your life, and you realize that it had a lot more layers to it than you originally realized. All the bells and whistles are going off today. Oh no, wait, actually, seriously? Don't you think it's a curious synchronicity that it's day 13 of the readathon and it's also the 13th of the month? Sorry, I really have to wake up still. I should do some talking exercises before I stream, but I never do. I said I would start singing before stream as well to warm up my voice, but I have not done that either because I'm afraid my neighbors will start to complain, you know? There's already enough. Is she lying in the sun again? I can't see Tusha. Please don't puke again, please. I don't mind cleaning it up, but it's so distressing to see her so upset. Left off at the sea where Nathan had been tied and bound with luggage cords and placed in a bathtub full of electric toasters. Oh. That sounds really nice, actually. Hold on. No. Where's my coffee? I need my coffee. Give me a moment. It's also 11:33 as you say that. Oh, over there. It's an hour later here. Make a wish. Hello, Pedigree. Welcome in. How are you doing today? Okay, let's see. I should also, just in case I want to make notes, pick up my notes. Where are my notes? This is spaghetti. Stop it. That's actually so funny. Where are my notes for this book? I know I didn't make a lot, but I did make some. Come on. Huh? Oh, here. My gosh. That would have been worrisome because I need these notes for a video. Let me see. Yeah, I started so optimistic. Do we remember? It's been a while. It's not. It has not been 13 days. It has been at least double that, but if not triple. Do we remember how optimistic I was when I opened this book and I started reading and I thought, oh, maybe it has some nice representation of a minority that you don't often come across in a book, namely someone in a wheelchair. I don't feel like that has been mentioned at all after that initial. It might come back because what was her name? Rosie, the friend of a friend. Rosie turns out is not just a friend of a friend, but like a roommate of someone. And I felt like that was weird because why are we naming a friend of a friend? There's a lot of weird things going on in this book. Let me tell you. Cherry's Optimism by Stephen King. Oh my God, Stephen King. I need help. I need help. Maybe we could talk about that. I also talk about it in the video, so I'm not, I wasn't planning on continuing it, but I filmed my mid-year freakout video for over on YouTube, and basically I explain where I am in my reading journey of the year. But I'm a little bit unsure about what to do with the Stephen King book that I was working on for the Hermit Road Trip. That was supposed to be the first one, and not too difficult. Now, also, I'm unsure about the author himself. I'm just hearing rumors, and I haven't read all of his books, but apparently there are signs that maybe he is not the healthiest person in the world, and he might he might even don't well. You might even be friends with people like Nathan. Let me put it like that. I'm unsure if people told me about the scene in it, and I've been thinking about that because I looked it up. It was one of the things that came up when I looked into Stephen King himself, and I was like, yeah, that's weird. That he made decisions there, and I'm unsure about how I feel about those decisions because it was really unnecessary, that scene. So I might want to scrap it from the Hermit Road Trip. I will still read the book, but I may not want any of that to be part of a project that I'm very passionate about, right? On top of that, I had already started it before before. And would have to decide if I do pick it up for the Hermit Road Trip. I would have to decide, do I start over or do I torture myself with the footage of before and after my life changed forever, which is going to be very triggering and upsetting. But then you won't see my actual reaction to the story because I've already read a part. So I'm really confused about that. So I was figuring I'm gonna upload the video of the mid-year freakout first because it's quite late. It's getting quite late for that video. But anyway, I could still do Greenland first. Well, it's not a Stephen King project. But it would then I would anchor Stephen King's name to the Hermit Road Trip, which is a project that is going to last years, and I'm going to be very proud of once I have finished it. And do I really want someone who I am aware of might be very problematic, which is even visible in some of his stories, and the scene, the sewer scene in it is the most prominent one that I can think of now, because that was quite upsetting when I realized, yeah, because I write too. I know that he made decisions. He could easily have changed the genders of these kids easily and made it even. Then it wouldn't have been nearly as problematic. It would still be a bit sketchy, but it wouldn't have been nearly as problematic. But he made the conscious decision to write that story with only one girl, and a very young one at that. And the more I think about that, the more I realize I have no clue what that man has in his repertoire and what other problematic things might actually be in his personal life. And do I want to attach something like that, when I'm aware of the possibility that it's problematic, to a project that I am already so much in love with? Would I want to taint it? I don't think so. I still want to read the book, don't get me wrong. And I'm not, because I don't know for a fact. I'm not passing any judgment, but still, do I want to? Do I want to? Actually, if it is based on his writing and storytelling merit, then the decision has been made. He made the conscious decision to put one girl in that sewer scene, when it would have been just as easy to just give them an even number of boys and girls. Then it wouldn't have nearly been as problematic. But he didn't. He made the conscious decision to make it very, very problematic. And you could argue that maybe he did it for the shock factor, but you don't do that with kids. And even the explanation of why he decided to do that. I don't want to spoil it for anyone in case you haven't seen the movie. I haven't seen the movie. I haven't read the book. But I came across that several times. I don't even know why. I don't think I was looking it up consciously. And I figured, okay, let me look up that sewer scene, or maybe you also told me. I'm not sure. Anyone in chat might have told me about the sewer scene. But I've been thinking about that for over a week now, and I do think it's very problematic because even if it was for the sake of shock factor, I don't think that was necessary in a book that is already so scary. It was just highly sketchy. I feel like he made a decision there. Even if there were two girls, right? Then it would also open. But he made that decision, man. I don't know. I don't know, and apparently there's more things in his books, and again you could argue he does it for the shock factor, but I don't know. But I am aware of some things, and maybe I don't want to attach because also there's millions of well, millions, thousands of writers from the same area that I could choose from, lesser known that I could choose from. It's not like I there's no options, and it's not like he needs the exposure. It's not like he needs me and no one to talk about him, right? So nah, I think I've made my decision. I think I'm just gonna read it and not choose it for the Hermit Road Trip because it would be more fun to also at least try and have lesser known names, right? Wouldn't that be more fun if I did a little bit more, put in a little bit more effort when it comes to that? Because I'm already asking people to submit their books, which is a little bit, tiny little bit lazy. But also, I don't know, maybe it was a good thing that I was interrupted. Maybe it wasn't huh? Oh, you said, okay. I was so confused. Like, huh? Is Twitch now doing that on its own? But no, you said words. You said words that triggered it. Hi, Tinky. How are you doing? Oh, I'll better see your wonderful faces. It's good to see you too. I need to pack an extra bathtub at work. And yes, always pack an extra bathtub. What do you mean? I'm dreaming of an outside bathtub. I've been seeing a lot of people building a bathtub outside, just an actual bathtub, and building it into their garden. I wanted to. I don't have a garden. Oh no, ism. A bird just flew into my window and hit the glass pretty hard. I checked outside and it floated away, so I guess it's okay. Damn, that was loud. That's sad. Have you checked the immediate environment? I forgot to get my charger. It's fine. They sell portable bathtubs. What do you mean, Zangi? I mean, I've seen the small ones. I've seen the small ones that you can put air in. But I'm thinking a clawfoot bathtub, a proper bathtub. No air, nothing. No. Lesson of name is also a good choice. Probably, right? I feel like it may come across, if you don't know me, if say that would be the first video you see of me, it might also feel a little bit like a cop out, like choosing the easiest route. And again, he really doesn't need the exposure. Everyone knows who he is, even if you haven't read his books or seen any of his movies. And I don't know. And again, I'm not passing any judgment, but I am passing judgment on that scene because he made that decision, and I don't agree. I agree with people who are upset about that scene, and there's a reason why it wasn't in any of the movies, as far as I understand. They decided to choose a different kind of symbolism to make clear what the message is and how they escape. Um, I guess I'll have to read it now to actually. But I know what happens. I don't know what else. What did you? Who said something about societies? What kind of societies are we talking about? Actually, hold on. I skipped over that, but I do want to know. I could install a bathtub in my neighbor's garden and inform him both installation his discovery response might make for an amusing video. Always. I mean, as long as the neighbor has access to it and is allowed to use it, I'm sure he'll be fine. No air involved. I think of it collapsing. Wait, what? Whole same idea but bigger. Oh my gosh. Please do. Please let me know what this is because I might want one. I actually would really love a bathtub, especially when I'm in a pain episode like now. Um, we don't really put bathtubs in new builds, at least not in the Netherlands. I feel like it's really. Oh, hold on. They don't really put bathtubs in new builds anymore, and that's really a shame because I could really use one, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. Millie, hello, how are you doing today? What scene? Stephen King's It's a sewer scene in it, in the book, which is, as far as I know, not put on screen in any movies. Eyes wide shut type of societies? Oh noism. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I'm sorry, I'm getting stuck in my own brain. Hold on. Because I want to dig into that. But the thing is, I probably already have too much on my mind. If I go into that wormhole, I'll probably never get out. Dang it! Dang it. Also, I'm gonna ruin a few lives maybe. I don't know if anyone in here likes or used to like or used to watch and like the Gilmore Girls, but I have made a sad discovery, and I will no longer be watching Gilmore Girls. €100? You're kidding. I'm gonna check it in a second. I need to finish this. Thank you. I've heard of that scene. Yeah, he made that choice, you know, Millie. So I am just reconsidering attaching that name to projects of mine that I am very passionate about. I'm not saying I'm not going to read the book that I was reading for the Hermit Road Trip, but I might want to, and I think I've already decided actually. But I think I have to pull it back. Anyway, hi Blue, hi Jordy, how are we doing? Well then, I'm happy to be back and happy to see you. So I need to say this because I didn't realize it, and it's an interesting thing to consider if you're bored. But Gilmore Girls was one of my comfort shows that I would rewatch at least once a year. Yeah, it turns out there's a lot of um, see, I know that if I say it out loud or if I put it in chat, it's gonna be. I'm gonna be. How do I know this? Because research. In Gilmore Girls, there's mention of what is I'm not online enough to know if there's like a code word I could use. The that place, yeah. There's quite a lot of mentions of that place, and some very, I don't even know what the word is. Mentions of other places in a way that makes you believe that it's that it's third world countries and they're uncultured, and it's just all war zones and stuff, and just really demeaning, I guess is the word. Um, and really, from season one, there's posters in the background of that place, and I saw a summary of a few of the jokes that, and even a scene where Rory actively stands up and pushes away a very valid argument when she's in college, and I was like, wait, what? I never realized. I never realized that they did that, first off, and also how blatantly in your face it is. So I can't rewatch it, and my heart is so broken. You can't trust anything anymore. So I guess it's better to just read something like Icebreaker and know what you're in for once you start it. A little backstory, in case you don't know. We're actually in the middle of a little bit of a community event. I normally, once we start our focus sprint or power hour, I mute myself so you can try and focus and maybe, reframe your entire childhood. And I do what I need to do, and I invite you to do the same for yourself, whether that is taking care of your mental health or your job or anything in between. But for the community event, which I hope will be annual, I decided to read something that I thought was going to make me feel uncomfortable because it's supposed to be smut. It's not smut. It's just abuse. And I'm laughing because it's just so absolutely insane. It makes no sense. And I'm also listening to Morbid has a few episodes on the Twilight series, and also in there it's fascinating. It's fascinating how things have been framed and how we were just brainwashed to behave in a certain way. It's fascinating, and it hasn't stopped. So this is highly upsetting. Why? Because there's gaslighting, there's the disregard of her boundaries. She actively says no, and he just doesn't care. He stalks her. He breaks into her home, even though she has consciously decided to not give her address. Her friends force her to go to parties that she doesn't want to go to because she doesn't want to see him. It is just bad, and he's framed as a good guy. She is the one who is nagging, and she should just give him a chance, even though she doesn't want a relationship, period. It has nothing to do with Nathan. She just doesn't want a relationship. She wants to go to the Olympics. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. The silly little ice skating. Oh, I know where we left off. That's not why I started to read this. I started to read this because people online are saying this should have had a different cover. This is too cute, and it doesn't give away any of the smut that is in here. There is indeed smut, but because there's abuse involved, covert abuse apparently, even though it's quite blatant once you don't think about the smut. And I'm not interested in the smut. It was supposed to be funny. I skip it just completely. The moment the Uber scene came on, I was like, no, I'm not doing this, because she was coerced into this relationship. I have no interest in whatever he also says into her ears while he has coerced her to be in bed with him in the first place. So this has become a study of pop culture, really. Because this is framed as romantic. It's not framed as this is covert abuse, these are red flags. No. On every page, you are directed to think of him as a good guy and for her to not be such a bee. Who cares about the Olympics? It's nothing special about the Olympics. No. Nathan needs attention. Yeah? And the only reason he wants her is because she said no. That's it. So, yeah, that's why I'm reading this. Because it was supposed to be funny, but now I'm in it. And to have a definitive and honest opinion about something, I feel like you should actually have the information, be completely informed. So I have to finish this book now, but also I'm planning on putting it in a video. I am reading Want, which is a collection of actual dark fantasies of women that they sent to the actress Gillian Anderson, and she picked out a whole lot of them. And to be honest, they're really sad. I'm not that far into the story because it's a bit awkward. Again, yeah, I'm not enjoying myself that much, but it's the psychology behind it more than anything that is making me go like, oh, this is really sad. This is really sad. I know a woman with ambitions beyond pleasing a man. You know what, Millie? And the saddest thing is the solution to this is often that your biological clock is being weaponized to make sure that you don't have a career, and it's so upsetting. This is such a Trat Wife, Elsie Silver coded book, and the problem is that it's framed as romantic, and young girls or women in general or anyone who reads this is going to be unconsciously conditioned to think that stalking and gaslighting and pushing of boundaries is romantic and desired. And in fact, if your lover doesn't do these things, then he must not love you. That's what is happening here. And I am going to put that against the Gillian Anderson book I'm reading to see what women actually want and what they're actually fantasizing about. And was already planning on vlogging myself reading Haunting Adeline, which is framed as toxic, except that they're upfront about the fact that it's toxic and that it's a dark fantasy. This is not what women actually want. It's a fantasy. It's an exploration of kink. This is abuse wrapped in romantic bows and candlelight. See where I'm going here? So I need to finish it. I'm gonna be upset, but it's fine. I know what I'm doing. All right. So much media is made by rage anxieties, so we always can't watch anything anymore. I know, really, it's distressing. It's distressing, but also it's the easiest thing to do. It's genuinely the easiest thing you can do. Just don't consume things you don't want to be associated with in such a way. It's upsetting that it's so much, but we got this. And I know that not everyone is able to just delete and boycott everything, but you can try to do whatever is in your power, and that is enough. Okay, just so you know, you don't have to and are humanly unable to do everything. But if you could do just a little bit, that will mean the world for a lot of people. Closer to 10. The 7-stream streak. I think that's an interesting one. Thank you so much for being here. Smubuse. That's a good one, actually. Okay, I'm nervous. I'm still warming up a little bit. I'm sorry, I'm so awkward. Still, I feel awkward. Maybe you don't see it. Hi, Riku. How are you doing? Hi, Furry. But hello, some Drio's toxic man is here, and he's all you need. Exactly. That's what this is, and it's fascinating. I'm aiming for history running achievements, Nathan. Actually, so that's where we left off. No, we left off with him. He is going to be Olympic grade ice skating material because her actual partner on the ice is. What did he do? He's damaged. What? He broke his arm, but we don't know how. Nathan says he didn't do it, and I tend to believe Nathan didn't do it because Erin, her partner is also everyone is toxic in this book. It's wild. All right, let's go. For the safety, well, I say that to make sure that we don't have people come in who don't understand the vibe of why I'm reading this book and think that they can use this opportunity to, be unpleasant. I am going to have a followers only mode for a little bit. So if you're new, like Joe Hollister, hello, thank you so much for the follow. I am so sorry, but I'm going to put a 1 hour follower mode so that we don't have unpleasant things happening, right? But you're very much welcome to join us once the hour is over. it's really nothing personal, but I would rather prevent, having people having people be unfortunate, right? So let's go. Um, Stink wrapped in fine cheese. It's the Kreutzer Sonata is my current reading. I don't say anything about it. Don't want to spoil it. Only thing I say is the Jealousy book, but I still need to read 11 chapters. I have never heard of this. Let me look it up real quick. Uh, I will also be putting down my oh, Tolstoy. Jeez, Tolstoy. He was a figure. I will also be putting down my mic because I listen. It is really upsetting, okay, and I don't want you to lose your hearing. The more things change, the more they stay the same. It's sinking. God dang it. All right. I also forgot to sip some water, but Skulja gave me a hydrate at the beginning of stream. I am doing poorly. I promise. Give me a few days. Tolstoy is your favorite Pixar movie? Same, Millie. Okay, go mute me. I'm going to take a sip of water. I'm gonna put down my mic so I don't deafen you accidentally. I invite you to join me with anything that it is that you need to do. But this could also be something quote unquote fun. Draw, make music, sing, run around your house. I don't know what you need to do, but please take care of yourself. It's hot and it's summer, and let's just get through the day. All right, let's go. Double sip. How much am I gonna give you? Um, I don't like it. I don't like it when people put themselves in a corner. Who would have thought? All right, let's see. I should have brought a pen because we all know that I'm gonna devour this book. Quite a lot. Time to run around my house. Go, go, go! I can't already, okay. Nathan doesn't understand how he's more problematic than Henry. Henry is the least problematic figure in this entire book. Yeah, actually, because Anastasia should just run. She should just run. I mean, maybe we should be a little bit nicer because I do know that with sports like this, he's an ice hockey player, right? So he probably had a few concussions in his time, and I do feel like we don't know enough about the consequences and or don't do enough about the consequences of head injuries with sports like these. So I do want to say that, all right? But that's no excuse. Okay? There's no excuse. But that might be the reason that Nathan doesn't understand anything that has nothing to do with Nathan. But I just the devil's advocate, okay? Devil's advocate. I did think about that as well. Like, there's so many missed opportunities in this book, and we'll see. We'll see at the end what the verdict will be. Is it AI? Is it propaganda? Who knows? I don't. god! Wait! No way! No way! Nathan is trying to make her. See, this is why I put the mic down. Nathan is. Erin is her skating partner. Her skating partner. Her figure skating partner. With whom she is supposed to go to the Olympics. So you know how much training, how many hours you need to train to have that much trust in someone on ice, mind. And now he's just saying that she should go no contact. I know he's toxic, but maybe put boundaries around the communication and training. No. He's doing the classic isolation thing that abusers do. Isolate her from everyone she ever trusted. Because Lola is already in the game. Lola actively put her in his lap, basically. What the hell? Reluctance to cut her off. What do you mean? What do you mean? See, I swear, every page, it's been taking forever. I thought I would be done in 9 days. I'm at 2/3. Imagine, Furry. Imagine a book going in the direction now. It's all about the effects of concussions. You know what? That would be great. Because I know how it ends. And it's going to be sad. And I'm glad that I know. Because if I didn't, I would probably rip the book apart. Nathan's concussion is isolated, girl. Honestly, he might actually have brain damage. Because he now I think about it, he's really not. Oh my god! See, I don't think I was ready. The most dangerous abusers name their abuse and pretend to be aware and change nothing about their behavior. We're talking in Nathan's POV, and he is actively. It's the first page. It's the first page. Blues and health. No contact pairs, figure skating. I'm not a fan of figure skating, but I do know that would not be. But exactly, it's madness. But it's Nathan. Nathan is gonna save the day. He, as an ice hockey player, is going to be Olympic grade figure skater in 8 weeks. Remember that's where we left off. The projection is wild. That's the least like. Henry, yeah, no, they turned on Henry. Henry has been the only person who was healthy and actually listened to people in general, but Anastasia in particular. He actually listened to her, and now they have done a 180 on him, and he's being framed as a douchebag. I can hear something flying, and it's probably a fly, but we have really big grasshoppers. And when I say really big, I mean like really big. And I don't enjoy having those in my face. Oh, you don't, Furry, but it's Nathan. Nathan is the hero in this book, so he's just gonna do it. He's choking Aaron? We just started. We just started. What do you mean? But Henry is the douchebag. Henry is apparently also violent and punching someone in the face. Well, if the someone is Aaron. I'm not sure why Aaron was here, but Aaron crashed their party or something. I don't care. No. But yeah, let's just ignore that Nathan is actually the one who is actively joking Aaron. Actually, I'm gonna put everything underlined. I don't remember, but I don't think we agreed on that, Nathan. I don't think she agreed on having a relationship with you, Sil. But he keeps calling her his. Okay, so Aaron, I think Aaron crashed their party, which is why there was a fight, or they were both at the same party. I don't know, but Nathan and Henry beat the crap out of Aaron. I don't even know how to explain that. And now Anastasia is angry and giving him the silent treatment. And he is saying, I don't mind if you're ignoring me, Anastasia. I tell her, watching her cute butt swish around, because I'm ignoring you. See, that's not healthy behavior. You don't do that. Don't play around with that. Nothing about this is cute. Ugh. And I also know where your hairbrush is, but I can't tell you because I'm ignoring you. What are you doing? Dude, it's not cute. It's not cute. Someone was punched in the face. This is not cute. Tony Hawk, is he okay? Is he okay? Oh no, oh no. If he has the brush, that is really. I don't have words, but I want to puke. Maybe it's in the air. Maybe that's why. Maybe Toulouse was puking because she knew. She knew. Oh, I'm afraid he has a hairbrush. So I can't speak for everyone, but to me personally, there's nothing more sexy than a person who can knock someone out with their words, right? On the spot, no matter what, if they can just use words to completely demolish someone else, that's hot. That's so hot. This, what happened here, not, no, no. Violence is never hot. Never. Never. No. In a fantasy world that is not based on anything that I would like to happen in actual real life, maybe. But that is in a fantasy world that is not supposed to be in real life. This is set in real life. He just joked her ice skating partner after he was hit in the face by someone else. I know they're gonna have sex. Someone is calling someone bub, and I don't know who. But I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Where are you going? Why? That's actually kind of funny. Hi, Evan. How are you today? Oh, dang it. Yeah. Alright. Nope. Nope. Mm. I don't like this. Yeah, put on pants, thank you. Wait, what? Henry? What does Henry to do with this? Oh, no. Leave Henry out of this! Yeah, you should send them to Hannah Grace Wisdom because they're very accurate. Maybe you can get some I don't know. What's going to happen? I'm afraid. we could figure it out if Hannah Grace is a real person. If you send those poems in. So Henry saying that Anastasia is not his type is by far the absolute worst thing that has happened recently. I don't know how to process this. I actually don't know how to process this. I wasn't ready. I thought I was ready for this crap, but I really wasn't. I didn't see this coming. What do you mean Henry is being. Wait. I, I, I don't want to, but I probably should have read a chapter back or something. I'm so confused. Because I don't understand what's happening, Millie. Like Henry is suddenly just an asshole. Ryan. Oh, Ryan was the. Okay. Uh. I mean, that's sad. Violence is still not the answer, but that is sad. According to the boys, her ice skating partner has been talking really poorly about his ice skating partner because Aaron is in love with her, basically, and he was trying to keep everyone else away from her. Hi, White. How are you doing? Please be prepared for. I don't have words. I. Whoa! Whoa! Hold up! Huh? A whole trilogy. How did it go? Oh. Hold on. Hold on. I'm being an idiot. I didn't close everything on that side of the house. And it's getting really hot. So I had to close it down. All right, we're taking a 10-minute break and let's drink some water. I'm already getting a headache. My God, I really forgot how bad it was. I know it's every freaking page, but also I didn't expect that Henry would be, but in such a bad light, out of nowhere. Sorry, Millie. I get so hyper focused in this book that I even forget to give you the 1 minute more warning. I'm so sorry. How are we doing? Okay. This is I mean, I know how it's gonna end. Do we want to know? Or do I leave you in the dark until it actually happens? But I mean, I marked it so I can go back to this. But Henry is saying something very interesting, considering how it's going to end. Um, Go piss, girl, in a little bit. I do need to make coffee as well. I'm so happy with my mobile AC. Sorry if this makes you jealous. No, it doesn't, Millie, because I feel like acclimating to the heat is actually a little bit better for your physical health than living in an AC. Look, I don't go outside, right? I only go outside when I have to get groceries or meds or whatever, and I don't voluntarily go outside during this time of year. I really need a very good reason to. If I were to turn on my AC, for one, I resent having to pay the money for it. And the consequences for the state of the world. I really truly resent that because insert all the things we should have done to prevent the mess that we're in right now. But also, I am not that bad with heat. It's the brightness that is really a killer to me. So after stream, I mean, I should have. I'm probably gonna turn my thing down completely. Actually, my sunscreen, I didn't turn it down completely to so I could put on my war paint slash makeup. But I think in about an hour I'm gonna do that first. I'm gonna make some coffee, take a piss. Are you okay? Hi. Yeah, were you laying in the sun again? Don't do that. And pull the sunscreen down completely. Because I do have an AC. I have access to an AC. Now I also live in a studio, and I also resent having to give up a full square meter when I only have so many square meters to the stupid thing, the cheapest that they could find. Because we do have one through. We did get one through the building corporation when they found out in the first year that the temperatures that we were living in that year, the first year that I lived here, and that these houses, this building was opened up. We basically had the same temperatures inside as the people in Paris are dealing with right now, and it's in the news everywhere. But we were exaggerating. We were just being little babies about the temperature and the fact that we were quite literally dying. But we now have sunscreens, and I regulate the temperature in the night because I am awake during the night. I am not afraid to open up, windows and stuff. And I'm acclimating to the intensity of the temperatures. But if I had AC, I don't think I would be able to go outside at all because it would just be such a sucker punch basically on my entire nervous system to go from 20 degrees to 35. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, to 35. I don't think that's very good for your health, is it? I'm only getting the remote control for it at the end of the week. Wait, what why? Really? Get your money back. You only use it for the worst days and moments. Yeah, that's probably better. I'm not saying I'm against AC, by the way, but I resent that I would be forced to use it if push comes to shove. I think the way well, I'm lucky again. Disclaimer: I work from home. What is the word I'm looking for here? Uh, I can't think of the word. Being chronically ill, great. all these perks that come with being disabled and chronically ill. Yay! So I have the option and the freedom and the privilege to adjust my lifestyle in such a way that I am not forced to use AC at the moment. I don't care about us. It's all about their planet. Who cares? We have to go through another heat wave where we shouldn't have to. Yeah. No, you should. You should be frustrated. We should be frustrated. We should be angry, and we should be loud because it's just stupid. Also, the destruction and the removal of all the trees that we used to have in cities. Not even starting about that they only plant male or female, either one, so that we don't have wild fruit because God forbid the people have free food, and hay fever because of it. There's just so much that is frustrating about the heat. And we could have prevented the worst of it if they had just spent a little bit more money on this building. They could have made a green roof, for example. That would have fixed so much of the temperature already. They should have kept the trees that were in this park. But alas, humans are silly. So, it's just stupid. But it's for me, it's the brightness, the fact that there's of the 24 hours in a day, there's 20 hours of daylight. I am not made for that. I was made for winter. I was made for cozy. I need candlelight. I need darkness. I am a vampire. So the heat, I'm doing pretty well, I have to say. I'm getting used to it, and if I had an AC, I think I would be worse off. I think. And the extreme shift in temperature would probably be worse for me personally. But I do feel like it's probably not good for your physical health either, especially if you use it 24/7. because I think it's fascinating, the response of the people in America. How I'm so sorry, but how dense, and the refusal to listen. We know that you just had your 250th birthday, but we have buildings that were here in the Roman times, and some places you're just physically not allowed. A lot of people rent. You are not allowed to build in an AC. And if your landlord isn't willing to spend that money, you just have to suffer. In a lot of places, you don't have the freedom to have a built-in AC, and it's just so, I don't know. This is so unempathetic. It's really silly. I'm also looking forward to fall and winter already. I'm already trying to find a project to knit. I Around this time I usually start a project of to knit to help me remember that winter is coming. No, they remove trees here just for no reason, no reason. And in the Netherlands, especially, we don't have nature. We don't actually have nature, even if they say it is, because most. Well, actually, every plot of nature is also planted. For one, it's not new. It's not old growth. It's planted, and it's planted to be taken down every year. They do maintenance, except that's just money. They cut them down because it's money. For the same reason they do maintenance on the leaves that fall. That's great, but you understand that you have now disrupted the eco of the ecosystem that a tree builds just by existing, and the leaves are actually supposed to be the food of the tree to keep itself alive, and whatever is growing underneath. The bugs and stuff need that the dead leaves to exist. But yeah, I don't know. The corporations are so around when it comes to heat proofing housing. Yeah, but the thing is, we should have just kept the trees. Trees are magic. You should look into it. If you want to know about trees, and if you want to break your heart and truly get upset about how we have treated trees, read the overstory. I already knew a lot of the things that I just kind of mentioned now, but the overstory is Richard Bowers. I'm not sure if I. Are you okay? I'm not sure if you're being a baby, because you are allowed to be a baby, but don't do that. Okay. We're going into a power hour, the goal of which is to try and practice flow. I like to do that by reading most of the time, but you can do it with whatever it is that you want to be doing, and also things you don't necessarily enjoy. Flow is that state where you lose track of time, forget to pee, forget to drink, and time just flows away while you are doing your task. And the thing is, it's not about how long you're able to focus. The practice of the power hour is to start whatever it is that you're doing. So for me, it's picking up my book and starting reading. For you, it might be opening up a document and write your trilogy. Maybe you want to run another round around your house. I don't know. I don't know what you want to do, what you need to do. The point is to start, and then from there you will find flow. But before I do that, I have to go see to my cat. I'm going to put down my sunscreen completely and get myself some coffee. So don't worry, I'll be right back. I'll be muting myself a little bit for a second, because I think my neighbors are outside as well. And good luck. I'll be right back, all right? And I'll unmute myself again. So see you in a bit. Juice was yelling in my face and she just wanted candy, but she just had a lot of candy, so now she's angry eating. Ugh, sorry. Okay, let's go. That is kind of brutal. Did we know this? Did we know that Anastasia is? Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did because the reason that they're gonna spin why she's going to step away from her figure skating career is not because she doesn't. It's not because Nate wants her to stop, but because she only did this for her not foster parents, or what is that called? Um, no, actually, she's yelling in my face, but she's very crunchy. Well, it's morning for her still. She the cats have adjusted to the nighttime lifestyle really quickly, so she's just like meh. It's very cute. But okay, so Aaron crashed the party to take Anastasia home, and apparently Aaron has been saying a whole lot of very awful things that are uh, would be reason to go no contact outside of professional reasons, because you can still, you know, do your job and just not talk outside of work, because I feel like the Olympics are a little bit more important than whatever the hell this Aaron dude is thinking. But apparently the reason that Henry started punching him was because he said no one will ever be able to love you, Anastasia, because how could they when your own parents couldn't, and the ones who bought you only want you to fill up their trophy cabinet. that's that's kind of brutal. I still don't think you should have punched him, but at the same time, I'm not sure I would have been able to keep myself back. That's wild. That's really wild. My gosh, you scared me. Listen. Vincent almost made me cry. He was too cute. It's fine. I fixed it. He's being sad. What is this? I swear. I told you. The cats know. Was trying to guilt me into giving them attention, and it's working. It's working. Oh, sorry. A bit hot. See, this is not how you're supposed to read a romantic book, okay? What the hell? It's just insanity. It looks like a law firm document. I'm putting together the case for Anastasia for later. For book 2. Oh no, it's not about them. Oh, Lola feels bad that she didn't realize that her best friend forever, was being starved by her skating partner. Oops, my bad. Oh, I feel so guilty now. Please forgive me. Oh. I would, I know all about them. I know more about these people than the fans of this book. I'm pretty sure. The amount of times that I get stuck on a part and I'm like, read it again. I'm not understanding. No, I am understanding. No, I can't be understanding. Read it again. A page back. It's taking forever. Huh? I do have to admit that this book is helping me reach my goal to become grandma a lot sooner because I'm pretty sure that I become more gray with every minute I spent reading this book. And I get the appropriate wrinkles of it as well. I'm pretty sure. So I guess that's a good thing? Whew. We just had a whole monologue on what Erin has been saying about Anastasia, which goes from she sleeps around with everyone to she's a gold digger, and anything in between. But he didn't starve her on purpose. No, no, no. Lola is also very sure the best friend forever that the whole starving thing. Nah, he didn't do that on purpose. No, sure. I should put that as a review. I actually, except that that it's a good thing, and I don't want to give this book a compliment at all. Not none. It deserves none. I don't know what I'm gonna rate this book either. I really don't, because there's no morals, there's no ethics, there's no integrity. But I can't not rate it. I have to read it after this. But not reading it is not a valid rating, right? I wish that it was valid if you could give it 0 stars, 0 stars instead of no rating at all. Is it a comedy? Am I reading it wrong? Is it supposed to be a comedy? Because that would put everything in a different perspective. Because how are these college kids suddenly making a specialized Indian kitchen dinner with naan and everything? What do you mean? Okay, that's quite good, but it doesn't make up for the rest. No, I want naan. I think I might have to make naan. Ouch! What's happening? Wait, what's happening? Are you okay? Are we drinking water? Let's take a sip. No stars. No stars! That shouldn't be an option, Wisdom. Please submit it like that. Just like that. No, I haven't finished it yet. We may... I have to hold on that there might be some redemption. There won't be, but if I hadn't known the ending, I would have felt like I have to keep an open mind, right? Like maybe, just maybe, Henry is being like this because he has a plan and he's focused on saving Anastasia, but he's not. I know he's not. Nauseous feeling when you wake up too. Does anyone get nauseous when they wake up too early, or is he talking about a hangover? Is he confusing a hangover with waking up early? I don't think nauseous for waking up too early. Can anyone confirm? Oh, okay, hold on. And I knew it. I knew it. I'm so confused. See, this is the you don't know yet. Hold on. They're about to go to Seattle. Nathan and Anastasia are going to Seattle, and apparently we've agreed that they're boyfriend girlfriend now. I don't know when that happened, but he says that he can call her girlfriend, his girlfriend now. Finally, I missed that. I off page. I don't know. Who knows? So they're going to Seattle. I'm not sure why, but they're going to Seattle, and it's before lunchtime. This is Nathan's POV. And he's saying, she's so fucking awake right now that it's making me feel sick. On the one hand, it's so good to see her happy after the post-Aaron slump she's been in. On the other hand, we wake up together every day, and I've never seen her act like this before lunchtime, so I'm freaking confused. I'm currently sipping my second coffee, and I still have the nauseous feeling you get when you wake up too early. That's a hangover. I'm sorry. But okay, that's not the point. It isn't flying to Seattle she's happy about. She's happy about. We could be going anywhere. She likes getting organized to travel, it turns out. Bossy Anastasia is my favorite. Travel Anastasia is the worst. Lists. So many fucking lists. What is it? Is it me? Or does that not compute? That doesn't make sense. Because she's happy. How is she the worst? Because she wants to recheck the bags? Really? Because she likes to be organized? She's the worst? She's happy, but she's the worst. So what I did here is he's doing the pull. What he is doing is the push and pull technique. One of the favorite tactics of an abuser to reel you in as a victim of an abuser, and he was doing the pull here, talking her up, but also including most of it was about him, how she makes him feel validated, not that he is impressed with her or in awe with her. No, that he feels good, and you know, as if there's a spot that was made just for him in her life, not her heart, her life. A Nathan shaped hole that he is very happy to fill. And now he's doing the push. Because what do you mean? She's happy, but she's still annoying. And he's actually getting upset about it. Oh! No. During packing, he launched the pointless folded clothing across the room when he couldn't do it in the way that would make the most sense, because he calls it playing Tetris with. Then let her do it, and she's not allowed to be angry if she has to do it herself. If she has to do it in a certain way, then she has to take responsibility for it. But he doesn't get to call her annoying when she's happy. What is this? I've never felt nauseous from waking up early. Never. I also have not had many hangovers, so. I need to get back to this. Things they're teaching girls and people, young women, is absolutely absurd. So he got frustrated because he had to pack a bag to the point that he threw the stuff across the room. The only thing that stopped him from canceling the flight in total, because he couldn't pack his bag, was a blowjob. I have not read Tom Clancy, but I have a feeling that it's going to be better than this. I don't know. You have to do some research on that. I have no knowledge about any of this. Okay, apparently Anastasia is calling Nathan Bub. I was confused the first time that came up. When did it come up? Should I mark it? Because that's actually kind of... Bub? Okay. Not my first choice, but whatever, I guess. That's the whole part, actually. I see you. I see you. Oh, oh, I hate this. I hate this. I hate this. Ah, okay, fine. No, not fine. If she wants to take a break, fine, I guess, for during Christmas, even though she has to train for the freaking Olympics. But let me remind you, Anastasia, that your boyfriend is an ice hockey player and he's supposed to be training. If anyone should be. But no, he convinced you that it's fine. It's fine. How do I even... I don't... See, the base, aside, if you pull this scene out of this book, yes, I agree. You have to have breaks. But not in the context of this entire story. And the fact that... Remember a month ago when you said that sleeping in my bed every night would be distracting, Nathan says to Anastasia. Because they need to train full time, no distractions. That is why she had said we are not gonna have sexy time anymore. completely disregarded. He managed to waltz right through all those boundaries as well, even though the regionals or whatever it is coming closer and closer. But no, let's take a two week break from the only 8 that she had to train Nathan into an Olympic grade figure skater, and convince her that's a good idea. No, smut did occur though, but oh my god, I have to check it. But that's really, really a whole chunk. The smut is really non-existent in this book. I swear. Mind, Nathan is the only one who ever gave pushback on the whole ice skating thing. Because that meant that he couldn't spend time with her. So I have real life experience with what you just said. The Nathan has to have fraternity breaks to be with only his man friends. Girls are not allowed in the icy man cave, and this is real life. And you can't be surprised when you read this and you think about how many people have read this, and predominantly girls. Yeah, no, I get it why we live the way we do. It's really not a surprise. Has anyone read Yesteryear? I feel like maybe I should also put that in my research for whatever it is that is gonna be talks about in the video that I plan on making with this book. Yes. Thank you for the hydrate. Don't forget to drink water, people. Thank you, Heaven. And I don't think I said hello to you yet. Hi. They wouldn't notice. They wouldn't notice. Also, I have personal experience of being fully 100% ignored by men until I said the word boobs. I'm not even joking. I wish I was joking, and not once, but a multitude of times with different groups of men. Just fully ignored until I said the word. Literally, just said boobs. Not even a sentence, boobs. And then suddenly all heads swiveled towards my face. Luckily, not because I don't have that much boob. But I would try to get, and this again several times, different guys, not associated with each other, different periods of my life, so different age, and I would just be completely ignored as if I didn't exist, and until I said boobs. It's really sad. Saying it now, I do think it's funny as well. Also because it just shows how absolutely dense a lot of men out there are. Just stupid. Just stupid. Because loneliness epidemic, well, maybe actually start liking women first. Might be a first good step. Because it seems to me that a lot of them really don't even like women. And we really can't blame women for not wanting to spend time with people that don't like them, right? Maybe, I mean, yeah. Deadpan, just boobs. Boobs. I'm gonna get flagged. I'm so sorry, Twitch. I'm sorry. What do you mean we're choosing between ravioli or pizza? It's pizza! Without the chicken. Because they took me for granted. It's very simple. They took me for granted. They assumed that I was gonna stay, and they assumed that I was stupid. That I was dumb. Not worthy of being included in their very, very interesting, very intellectual conversation. I don't remember what it was about, but I have a feeling it was about redacted. I mean, I recommend trying it. It's fascinating how quick men can hear that word. It's if you are not being excluded, and have to use it as a way to get any attention at all. It's really interesting. None of them have read a book ever, ever. None of them. I can promise you that. Not voluntarily. Tuz is really being a tease, and I get it. I'm gonna join her in a little bit. Oh, I have that. I would have ordered the weird thing. Nah, missed opportunity. Yeah, wisdom. I had no self esteem for my entire life. I basically only started to realize that I have some worth at all in the last 2 years. It's quite sad, but there you go. It's the truth. It took me about 32 years to realize that, oh, I do have value. Wow. Amazing. And you would be surprised at how many people are offended when you want to spend time with yourself and work on yourself. It's fascinating. No, I would be disappointed. Be disappointed, Anastasia. Oh my god, Anastasia wants something weird. Okay, she wants ravioli on pizza, and I'm at a point in my life where I would be like, listen, you have ravioli on your menu, you have pizza on your menu. Can you put the ravioli on the pizza, please? Thank you. But his solution is to order it separately so she can taste it separately. Not so she can put it on the pizza. No, it's separately. But that is enough. The bar is in hell, I swear. Where is the whimsy? Where is the fun? Why? Why are these people telling her she's weird for wanting that in the first place? You go off, girl. You're not hurting anyone. I like to drink wine with a straw. If I drink alcohol, I like to have a straw. I like to have a straw in general. And it's a good test. If you go to dinner with someone and you have a weird but not offensive request, you can kind of gauge their temperature. You know, will they match your freak? Priceless? Yes, because that cannot be bought. Yeah, it's gonna be fine. I'm glad that I know now, but damn, in my 20s, wasted. But not in the alcoholic kind. I wish it was the fun alcoholic. Yay, let's have fun. No. But you know what? Everyone has a period like that, and everyone feels like that a little bit at some point. And I really hope that you get through that because we are all important. Okay, don't forget. Okay, let me finish the chapter. I'm so confused. How much time do I have left? What? Okay. I wanted to do another sprint after this, but I need to recover. I really forgot how bad this book is. How am I gonna mark this? I wish. I got all. Listen, I'm starting to wish for smut. I'm not even kidding. Give me the smut, because what is this? How James, her first ice skating partner, was also her first boyfriend, her first love, her first everything, is home for Christmas for a few weeks. But somehow, in those few weeks, he's working at the restaurant that they picked to have dinner. But her parents live in that town, so, and she grew up in that town. So either, how do you get that waiter job just for a few weeks in the vacation, but you're home to see your parents? Why are you working in a? What is happening? Why is he there? if, he doesn't live there. And if he had a connection to the restaurant, which would give him a good reason to have a 2-week job as a college student during vacation, Christmas break. I feel like we already had Christmas break, but I guess it's Christmas break still. Why are you there? Because if he had a connection to the restaurant, they would know. They wouldn't go to that restaurant, right? Or they wouldn't be surprised. How do I mark this? I'll just do this. James. Oh, let me pay for dinner with my daddy's fucking card. Damn it, Nathan. Don't try to be fancy, because you're no he his father, who he refuses to talk to, pays for everything. But no. Please, give me the bill, because I would love to pay for this dinner. To try and make an impression on our parents. I don't know what's happening. I should stop reading it. Okay. Do I know how to mark it? Wait, it can be this, maybe. We have a little bit more than a minute left. So, make the most of it. How did you get that job? It makes no sense. I wasn't prepared. I forgot. I blocked away 90% of what whatever this is. My gosh. Oh, volume down. Okay. Let's go. How are we feeling? Um, I am going to... There we go. I need to check. I need to check before, but I don't care. I realized that the the smut was really not that bad. I decided to put pink tabs in the smutty parts, and I do have to go back to check if I didn't miss anything before this one. But I know pretty sure that there's nothing in between, and there is only four scenes that I am aware of. I'm guessing is gonna be either 6 or 8 in total scenes of explicitness and possible indecent exposure and non-consensual orgy adjacent activities. Of the 429 pages, and it is marketed as a romance with explicit scenes, except there really isn't that much in here. Can I finish this week? I really need to. I want to be done with this so bad, so I can start with Haunting Adeline. I don't want to start Haunting Adeline. Well, I can't actually, because I won't have the energy, but until I am done with this. But also, I don't want to accidentally confuse the stories. Not that I think that's possible, but you never know. You never know. All right, let's welcome a few people, because we have some people who came in today. And just in case you didn't notice it, the followers only mode has been turned off now, because it's done. It's done. Welcome again to Joe Hollister, and we have Tony and a Midnight Fox. Ooh, that's a good name. Rob Bobson. Hello. Hello, Acid Masters, and hello, Sahix, and the De Paula Diaz Leo. Oh gosh, can I call you Paul or Leo? Paula? Is it Paula? What do you want me to do with your name? If I butcher it, always let me know, and I will do my very best to pronounce it in a way that you would like me to. Oh gosh, there's room for a couple more pink. Yeah, there is. I mean, they just arrived in Seattle or Colorado. I don't know. I don't know where they're at. Her parents, her adoptive parents' home. That's actually a really interesting part of the story as well, because his sob story is that his mom died, and his father is um, disgustingly rich, because he's paying for the apartment that he and his whole team live in, and the girls are going to move in as well. With whom I mean Anastasia and her best friend forever, Lola. And he just offered to pay for dinner for everyone with his daddy's card, naturally. But it's Christmas break. So, yes, there is... Well, the thing is, I also know how it's going to end. And that also has to be fit in there. I don't know. Maybe we'll get a time jump? I hate that I was right about how they're framing it. That they're framing it like she never wanted to go to the Olympics. She never cared about ice skating at all. The only reason she did it was because she didn't want to disappoint her adoptive parents. And actually, her entire life revolves around this man who has absolutely no respect for whatever it is that she wants. Okay. But yeah, they're on Christmas break. Nathan has managed to break her down from, I want to focus so much on our training, his training, because he offered to be her ice skating partner because Aaron broke his arm. Still don't know why, how. So he volunteered to be her ice skating partner. And she said, we need to be serious. We need to have no sexy time. I'm not gonna stay over because we need to train. We need to be serious. But he has wore her down to the point that not only is she sleeping with him, she is now going to take a 2-week break from training, and that's so upsetting. That's truly, I hate that. Do I have the energy to do that? This is the problem I'm facing right now when it comes to making videos about books that have a subject and that aren't necessarily about the books, but about a subject that I have in my mind, a theory that I want to work out. The biggest problem I am facing is that I don't know when to stop doing research because there is no end to research. There is no end to the questions that I have. In fact, with every book I pick up, every article that I read, every podcast that I listen to, I have more and more questions. How do I do this? Can anyone help me? How do I decide that now I know enough to be able to give a decent explanation of what of the theory that has been building in my brain? Because I don't know. And I would badger my teachers for limits as well on projects and essays and all that stuff. I just don't know how to stop. I want to know everything, just for myself already. I want to know everything. So, also the script I'm working on for the video on. I mean, I don't even know yet how I'm going to package it because I'm so deep in the reading part. I'm currently reading the Death of Innocence by Mami Till. If you want to understand what the grief and the fear and the state of mind of the Black community is in the aftermath of what happened with Nolan, I would recommend you read that book because it is kind of in the same vein, and more important, it is the story of a boy who was taken from his mother, and it is told through the mother's voice. It is the mother of the victim of what happened, and I'm on purpose. I'm careful with my words here. If you want to understand, I think that books are a great vehicle to understand other people's lives, to attempt to walk in the shadow of someone else's shoes. Books are great. And I know that a lot of people have a bit of a negative idea of when it comes to true crime. But I would argue that you probably don't quite understand what true crime is, and maybe you imagine that it's about the perpetrators and the gore of it all. But to me, it has always been the psychology behind it, so you understand what happened and maybe prevent something happening to you or a loved one. But also to raise awareness, and in this case, it could raise awareness for why the Black Lives Matter movement wasn't just very important. It should have been kept alive. And reading their own stories is the best way to start fixing what has already happened. Is not gonna be a possibility, but to make the world a little bit better, you know. It's written by AI. Oh, wait. Did you just start hyper-focusing on the next thing? Millie, I'm currently hyper-focusing on about 5 things. You don't underestimate my ability to hyper-focus on multiple things at once. I hope that no one feels the need to pull my book apart as much as this one. Well, I'm assuming that you're writing it yourself. And I'm also assuming that you're not trying to covertly groom people, women, young girls mainly, to become trat wives, because that's what is happening here. Dawson's Creek? Did I watch Dawson's Creek? I don't think I did. Did I? I don't know. I don't know. Uh, so much information out there that you could ever learn about. Yeah, and it's so frustrating. And I've never been confronted with the self-imposed limits on something like this because I do need to end it at some point, and I need to make the video because that's what I want to do. I want to make a video about it. I want to raise awareness. I want to maybe help people understand the lives of others a little bit better, and grow and become a better person for yourself, because you don't know what it's like to be someone else until you start listening to those people first off, right? Now that book is really heavy though, so well, please be careful if you do decide to read Death of Innocence. But I think it's very interesting that I was already very deep into that research, and I do agree that we don't hear enough of from, I have to say, the people who are left behind in cases like this. I feel like we should listen to the victims of the victims. The victims of the victims? The wait, what am I trying to say? There's more victims to crimes like these than just the person who is in the news, you know? And yeah, I feel like we should maybe inform ourselves a little bit. A little bit. It became a scam. Hi, 17. I mean, everything becomes a scam eventually. That's what money does to people. Money corrupts, unfortunately. The best intentions can be corrupted with money and the right phrasing of goals. It's really sad. It was not a legitimate movement. It was used as a political social engineering tool. Smaller movements with real heart did grow out of it. It's embezzled abandonment, though. Interesting. I don't know. That was a very hard time for me personally because I realized that everyone around me was racist. And they didn't realize it, and that I still don't know how to deal with that. I don't know how to deal with people who are really racist, and they genuinely don't realize that they are. They are convinced that they're not, and they use the token black friend as an example. But if you do a little bit of research behind the psychology of certain responses, you'll realize that those are knee-jerk responses to feeling personally attacked. And I learned the hard way after George Floyd, and when I tried to, talk about what was happening and maybe try to do something ourselves, I realized that literally everyone I had in my life at that moment was a racist, and that was heartbreaking because I really couldn't do anything. And then lockdown happened, and I was just so heartbroken about the state of the world, and I hopeless, so hopeless. And then I started streaming. I wish it was a joke, but yeah. But that's why I started streaming, because I thought I need to prove to myself that there's good things in the world. I didn't know this though. I had no idea. I did write it myself. Okay, good, White. Then it's gonna be fine. I promise you, it's gonna be fine. I've become old and tired enough that I've learned to pick my battles and let go of some things. Yes, this is important. You have your circle of influence and your circle of concern. And if you want to learn more about that, I recommend you read The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. It changed my life. It really changed my life. Yeah, sorry, I'm sorry. Hi. I don't know what I was trying to say there. That reminds me. Wait, that reminds me of Throne of Glass. Glass of no. Oh, it's time to go. The last thing I want to say, I guess, is the Throne of Glass series. Speaking of interesting books that find themselves being popular, Akutar, I have to reread it maybe? Well, no, I'm not going to reread the whole series, but I read Akutar 2 years ago because I needed something easy to read and not necessarily too important. That it was written by the same author as Throne of Glass, and Akutar is kind of the I've heard that it's not no good. This is true, but the Akutar series they came to become popular because of the smut of it all. Apparently, I guess, which was intense. I didn't enjoy that. But what is curious to me is that how did that become a popular series when that female main character is actually, I don't think she's that great. She seems badass on the outside, but actually I feel like she's not that great. Throne of Glass though, that is a whole different story, and it's just interesting to me to see how books that are portraying women as fragile, even if it's very well hidden, because it is hidden a little bit in Akutar. In Throne of Glass, she is imperfect, she's flawed, she's actually quite unhinged, and she's just a messy character. You know, there's a lot of tropes in there as well, but she's a messy character who stands on her own 2 feet, and even though there is love interest around her, there is no actual smut. So why did Akutar become so violently popular, where there's a lot of toxic behavior and toxic characters, and Throne of Glass, which is actually, when you think about it, much more realistic character, despite the fantasy setting of it all. And the more books I read in that stand in such a stark contrast to each other, when you really look at what they're about, I'm so fascinated by it. No, you don't want that popularity, because it's popular for the wrong reasons. I fear. Why? But I don't mind whatever your gateway drug into reading is. If I don't care. But what I do care about is what is being made popular, because a lot of the time it's money. It's money and well placed um, um, arcs before a book is released. These days, a lot of authors send out. I'm not sure what it stands for, but before a book is released, a lot of authors send out a copy of their book to popular booktubers, book talkers, and that way you get traction and pre-orders, and you become a bestseller before your book is even published. Marketing, exactly. But it's fascinating to me to see how books that are actually really toxic are framed as good and desirable, and this is what is sexy, and then the books that are actually empowering and make you question relationships and make you think for yourself and have messy characters are not, are suppressed. And this is a good example of it. And it's just interesting to me to see an author have such different. I mean, I'm not saying the Throne of Glass isn't popular, but it's just treated differently. I'm not sure. I have to finish the series. I'm not quite done yet. I'm working on it though. It is really hard to get a break these days, right? But don't give up, okay? I fully believe that there is more than enough pushback to AI, not just in the writing world, but everywhere. Yes, there are a few. But don't get mean. There are a few people who are uninformed who still use AI in an inappropriate way, yes. But I fully believe that the arts are going to survive this. And we're going to have a revival It's going to be beautiful. All right. So keep going, and I'm sure it's going to be great. If you finish it, when you finish it, scratch that if, when you finish it, and you find a way to publish it, you are fully allowed to put your own work in our. Well, the book club isn't open at the moment, but you can suggest your own book in my with channel points. Just so you know, I don't believe in how do you say I'm losing words. I need to go. You are allowed to promote yourself in my chat when you have written a book. When you have published a book, I am so proud of you, and don't feel bad about putting your own book in your in my TBR. All right. Wait, did you put your book in the how did I call it? I don't even know. What is it called? What is my own stuff called? I don't know. Did you recommend me the book that you wrote and published? Because then I put it in my TBR already, but I just want to put it out there. Hi, Lone Wolf. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in. Millie, there is no deadline, all right? There is no deadline. If it takes you the rest of your life, that is fine. You are walking your own path. So you will finish it. Don't say if, you will. All right? Yeah, you did. I remember adding it. Okay, wait. I'm looking forward to reading it. But please forgive me if it does take a while. I'm a bit scattered in case you hadn't noticed it. But I remember. The basic cover art that I love my artists for. I love you for using artists and doing the work and putting in the effort and you know keeping the art alive. Don't give up, okay? AI has its place in society, but it is not going to remove all the beautiful souls that are making art. All right? I refuse. And if you refuse to, that's it. And that's all it takes. Right, let's take a sip of water. Exactly, Millie, when you finish it. Again, it doesn't matter if it takes you the rest of your life. You're working on it, and it's gonna be okay. You are. Don't say if. As apparently Yoda says, there is no try, only do. Or something like that. All right, I'll be back tomorrow. Thank you so much for being here. Truly, I love you, and you are important. Whether you believe me or not, you just are. You get no choice in the matter. All right. So, don't forget to drink water. Put on sunscreen when you go outside. Be a little bit selfish in your self-care during these absurd heat waves, and look at the schedule to see what it means when I say I'll be back tomorrow. And hope to see you there, okay? I'm sorry, I'm losing my ability to speak really quickly, so I'm gonna go now. So thank you so much for being here. Hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.